Hi there, this is Justin. In this video, I'm going to give you some tips on how to get started with Tableau. Now, the first thing I want to explain to you is that over the last 4 to 5 years, I've generated hundreds of thousands of dollars providing analytical services, with Tableau really being at the core of the services I provide my clients. Now, I managed to do that without ever doing an online course on Tableau. I'm technically not even certified in Tableau. I'll talk a bit more about Tableau certification later in the video. And basically never had a coach, never spent any money on getting training for Tableau. I managed to learn and master the tool just through a lot of hard work and self-education. So if you're thinking you need to go out and sign up to any, to expensive training or find a mentor or something like that, it's really not necessary. You do need to be able to learn new things on your own. That's kind of a skill that I definitely have, but I think for the most part, most people can do that with enough hard work. So that's the first major piece of information I want to give you. The next thing is important to know is that Tableau Desktop, which is one of probably the most important product within the Tableau ecosystem, can be downloaded, and you can play with the tool completely for free. You have a 14-day trial period where you can play with it, learn from it, play with the tool, learn how to use it, and start getting familiar with it. Now, I learned Tableau, as I said, basically I had a 9 to 5. I was working for a tech company, and the decision was made to go with Tableau. And I just spent as many hours as I could, both during the workday and after the workday, in coffee shops and at home, just learning the tool. I like to equate Tableau Desktop to Photoshop, in that similarly Photoshop is something you could learn on your own, but there's just so many things you can do with the software that you could spend years learning all the little tricks, shortcuts, combinations of different features, functionality, and even then you're probably only 90% of the way there. But the fundamentals of a piece of software, of learning a piece of software like Tableau or Photoshop, could be done probably within 25 to 50 hours of focused work. So if you're brand new to Tableau, keep that number in mind. In my opinion, obviously it differs from person to person, but I've actually trained analysts on Tableau from day one, or basically from scratch. And from my experience, with about 30 to 40 hours roughly of work within the software, you get, I would say, 50 to 70% of the way there. And then that last 40 to 50% could take years, right? I've been using Tableau for about 7 years, and I'm still shocked at how many new things I'm learning all the time. So I have Tableau Desktop open here. If you're completely new to Tableau, like this is literally the first video you're watching about the solution, then I guess the first, the most basic piece of information I can give you, which I think will give you the biggest, help you really understand the tool the most, is that fundamentally Tableau has two main products, essentially. There's the Tableau Desktop. It's a desktop application that you download and install on your computer. And then you have Okay, and that software, Tableau Desktop, is used to build what is called workbook files. Then you have two different products, Tableau Online and Tableau Server. And those are hosting solutions for the workbook files. So another kind of funny way to think about it is you might use Photoshop to make a graphic. That would be the equivalent of Tableau Desktop. And then you would upload that image to, saying, Instagram, and that would be kind of like Tableau Online or Tableau Server. The difference between Tableau Online and Tableau Server, Tableau Online is completely hosted and supported by Tableau themselves. And then Tableau Server is Tableau is giving you the software, and you need to host it yourself on your own server. So if you understand that, then you're basically good to go. And the heavy lifting in terms of learning Tableau is done in Tableau Desktop. Same with my example. The hard part is learning Photoshop and how to make an interesting image. It's easy, or relatively easy, to then get it onto Instagram or host it online using some other service. So that's the core or the most basic way of understanding the Tableau ecosystem. So as I said, you can go ahead and download Tableau Desktop. If you're working for a company and they're going to take on Tableau, then just go ahead and get them to purchase a license. Then you're not going to have any limits in terms of number of days that you can play with the software. And the next thing you do after you've installed it and you open it up, you'll see a screen similar to this. And then you can go ahead and connect to data. So with Tableau, you're going to be building data visualizations. And to do that, you need to connect it to a source of data, right? Now, the cool thing about Tableau is they actually give you data sources, as part of the software, kind of to play with. So you see here we have sample superstore. If I go ahead and click on that, I'm now going to get a new screen, and you can see down here it says sheet 1, and then I've got what looks like data or names of something. I'm assuming, once again, you're brand new to Tableau over here. And we've got this data pane. We have this analytics pane, and you can see we're right now in the data pane. So the way this works is we've got a sheet, and a sheet is basically the most basic building block of a workbook. So I start with a sheet, and I can start dragging and dropping and playing around and building a widget or just a single number, whatever I want. And I then have that as a sheet. And I can go ahead and build, multiple sheets. And then I can go ahead and build an actual dashboard where I can place the sheets inside the dashboard. So in the world of Tableau, it's slightly complicated, but you've got sheets and dashboards, and they're all together inside a workbook. So a workbook is basically like a project, while a sheet is like, how can I say it? How can I explain it? A sheet is the most basic building block within that workbook. And then, as I said, you would then publish the workbook onto Tableau Online or into Tableau Server, and it will know how to render everything you've built. And then, like I said before, right, you'll have 14 days, and you can start playing around with it. And the beautiful thing is you can't break anything, right? A lot of people have this worry, they don't understand. You can literally just start dragging things and just see what happens, right? So I just dragged a country over here. Oh, look, now all of a sudden I have a map. I see up here longitude, latitude, and maybe I come down here and create another sheet, and I drop segment here. Okay, look what happened. It took segment and put it into rows for me, and I see a list. Okay, what does that mean? Well, now I can understand that if I want a list of values, I can just go ahead and drag onto rows. right? And as you start spending more and more time, you start to understand, how to basically build things. Now, doing trial and error through dragging and dropping is obviously not the most efficient way to learn. So what I did is I just spent a lot of time on YouTube. I watched, instructional videos on how to build different reports. There's some great content covering Tableau on YouTube. I'm one of many content creators that put content out there focused on Tableau. So go ahead and find more like introductory type videos where they start to explain to you some of the core concepts, because that's going to be the most important, right? Think of learning anything as almost like a pyramid where you've got, the principles, the most important building blocks at the bottom of that pyramid. Then you start stacking more and more stuff on top to make your tower or your pyramid, however you want to think about it, taller and taller. But without having that fundament, that base, you're gonna be a bit too scattered. Um, so that's it. I don't want to ramble too much in this video. I think I did. I hope I did cover um, the main, ideas about getting started with Tableau. Just maybe I'll summarize it very quickly. Understand what is Tableau, right? It's a service to build data visualizations. You've got a piece of software you download and install called Tableau Desktop. That's used to build workbook files, which are basically projects that contain one or many individual metrics slash widgets slash visualizations, however you want to kind of organize it in your mind. And then those workbooks are published into the cloud, essentially, where the files are then rendered and can be actually viewed online by the different stakeholders. And the heavy lifting of Tableau is to learn all the little piece of information and functionality of Tableau Desktop, so that you can build very robust and powerful reports. So I hope this was helpful. If you want me to expand on this topic in any way, then please do let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button and consider subscribing. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.